Hello, welcome to Down with Dragons here on Monsters of Roll on Twitch. I am not DM Scott tonight. I'm Dwight, played by Scott. With me, though, as always,
Killian as your venerable DM. I'm so excited, you guys. You have no clue how excited I am to just sprinkle in some story on you.
Woohoo! And Mick playing Barry, the black bear, who knows how to drive.
I'm Ray. This is Chris playing Ray. Venkman, wake up. Venkman, wake up.
What? I was having a great dream. Eating bamboo in a tree. I am Venkman, played by Scald.
Hell yeah, my dudes. Okay. I don't have any announcements for you guys this week, except for, as always, if you like Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop role-playing games and you want to hear more people talk about it for even longer than this, you can go on to our I think we're called sister podcasts over at dungeonpatrol.com, and you can go check them out. I don't know if they're on YouTube, but maybe. And that's it. I don't think I have any inspiration, and if I do, I didn't check my phone before I sat down. So let me check. Maybe. Nope. None. Woo! Love it. But if you ever do want to send us inspiration, let these characters have an extra chance at getting a second role. Or if you want to give the DM some leverage over our players, let us know in the little banner down below. Okay. So it's been about, 3 weeks since we all got together?
4.
4. Oh, geez.
Every 4 episodes we have a off fun episode.
That explains why I don't remember most of what happened. I'm just kidding. So the last time we left you all, you, Ray, Barry, Dwight, and Venkman, you were all posing at the shrine of the Asnifshin, waiting for the lights to go out and for security to make their rounds. And I believe you were posing as animatronics. Is that right? At least Venkman was.
Yeah, it's an old bit we all do. We just act like we're animatronic robot bears in a band. We play the banjo and drums, and it's like the country bumpkin bears special. Yeah, that's what we do. We're
Country
good at that.
Bear Jamboree, man. I love that.
I think I'm just holding Dwight still, maybe.
Yeah. Dwight was taken away from the cult he was leading.
Yes, that is true. You were about to leave the convention center food court / vendor area. It's not a big convention. You got to save space where you can. You were about to leave that area with this new group of people from the Asnifshin that did not have blue noses. And one that did, or was it 2? No, it was 2. Going off to what you would assume is the raddest party of the century. If it turns their nose blue,
right,
that would be good. I'm totally kidding. Don't. That's the worst advice. But you were very much excited to go, being pulled by Ray. We're going to start where we left off. So I'm going to give you a little bit of knowledge that we remembered from last time. You saw 2 guards and you at the front door before you went into hibernation for 4 weeks. Bear joke. Went into hibernation for 4 weeks. Went over better in my head. I'll leave the puns to you guys. You're really good at that. I don't want to be unbearable.
Oh God, is this what this is going to be tonight?
I'm sorry.
Aren't you supposed to roll some kind of check?
I think she's supposed to roll.
Not for me. I get to do it as much as I want, but if you do it, you have to roll. Anyway. I cracked myself up. Okay. So there were 2 guards in front of the door and 2 off in the distance that you can see. Based on what you have seen so far, you would assume there are 4 guards patrolling this rather large, previously abandoned convention center. Okay. You are in the goodness gracious, food court and vendor hall area. And you know that there is a hallway as well as 4 adjacent rooms. And you, Ray, have been into one of them. Right? Okay. So that is to catch you all
I
up.
got some
We did
bamboo.
lots of bamboo and in all
And that good dip too.
Bamboo dip.
Oh, that was good.
the face wash and facial lotion. Yeah, absolutely.
It's way better than the fake one in the corner. It's way too hard.
That one tasted like lead.
I mean, it is a little sweet. So benefits there.
Lead is?
Yeah, lead paint is like actually sweet. It used to be used as
Did
a
not
sweetener.
know that.
Yeah. In the Victorian era, it was used as a sweetener. It's awful. That's why they died very early in the Victorian era. Anyway,
Well, they were all jerks, anyways.
Yeah, you're not.
I thought they ate cake.
I wish that's all. Okay. So by the time everyone clears out from this convention center, it's pretty late into the night. It's around 2:33 in the morning. You know, the night before the big convention, you got to stay up a little bit later. So everyone has gone. Ray, you are holding Dwight by the collar, and you're in a very loose silk robe. So I want to know how you don't kind of. Oh, you're wearing stilts, aren't you?
Oh yeah,
Fine.
100%.
And you still
I
have
was
that cultist
impersonating.
face on your face.
I do.
Oh my god.
I have a skin mask.
You do, and it's horrible. But you make it work with the hat. If it wasn't for the hat hiding the seams, I think it would be a monstrosity that no one could get over.
The bruising has definitely helped with the blue nose and dog.
Absolutely. So it is around 2 a.m., 1:32. So you have 6.5 hours to make your way around the convention center, find out what sort of obstacles might be in your way, and make it to find that briefcase full of that sweet, sweet, luscious, rare Manuka honey. Okay, this is the biggest amount of honey stored anywhere in the northern United States. It's like a giant treasure chest filled with honey. It's amazing. And you want it because you know it's worth a lot of money. It is being held somewhere in this facility. You are not sure where. And you only know what 2 of the guards look like. So we're going to come back in with you holding on to Dwight, Ray, and we'll get started. You have come out of hibernation. You have just heard the door close.
Hands off the goods.
You're
I was in there.
Yeah,
and then he pulled me out.
We're supposed to be here.
Dwight, your face is inside out. Fix it. Fix it. Thank you.
Now it's actually inside out.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Is this better?
Oh, I bet it's much, much worse.
Oh, I know, you see some of the things that those humans are wearing, it doesn't matter.
This is such a beautiful campaign. Thank you for letting me do this.
You kind of look like Grandma.
Oh gosh.
Flip it back the other way. It was better.
All right.
Grandma Maud, how dare you talk about Grandma Maud that way? She raised you from a young child. How could you do that, Benjamin?
She raised me from a young child, and I've eaten all the rodents in her basement for the last 10 years. We're even.
That's true. Oh, and I forgot my pièce de résistance for tonight. I'm a bear. If you can see it, probably not because of my green screen.
It's blending a little.
There we go.
Should I put him down, Vankman?
Yeah, that's part of the plan. Put him down. He'll be fine.
Right here?
Dwight,
should I put you down right here?
Go ahead.
Here?
Yeah, you let go. I'm on stilts. I'm at that height. Like, click. I'll turn around.
Hi, Dwight.
Hey, I was working here.
Well, we've got a lot of work to do. We got to find that honey so we can beat it.
Yeah, so what do we do next?
And that's a good question. As the DM here, I'm not going to railroad you and tell you anything you do is not possible, but I will tell you there are 5 total rooms in this area. So it's the room that you're in, the 4 off in the hallway. There might be a secret room somewhere on the premises. You catch my drift. I'm
Does
not
it have bamboo?
It might have bamboo. It might have alien technology. Who knows? I don't. I'm making it up as I go. Notes be damned. But there are 6 total rooms. 5 total rooms plus a couple secret ones you might not know about yet. But 5 that you saw on your stakeout. And this is by far the biggest one that you're in. So you know that this is the main, like the one they could afford to do up nice, you know? Get the leak cleaning treatment.
There's a lot of windows in this place.
Yeah. We're in a convention center. What is it, like a big arena? How's it situated?
Yeah, it's more kind of like a. You assume it was mostly just for conferences. It was never really used for sporting events or.
Hall 1, Hall 2, Hall 3.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
all have
It's
the
an event
panels.
space. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's been abandoned for the past 10 years and potentially. 20 years, and potentially in whatever year that is from now minus 20, it was nice, really nice. 2000. Oh my god, 2001. It must have been really nice. I can do math.
Okay, we feel old too. We
welcome
still
to our
think
world.
20 years ago was the 80s.
I'm getting, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh god, no, that's not right. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
Once that reality really
it's not
digs
good.
in,
I don't like it. I don't like it. So yeah, in the 2000s, this was like pretty nice. But it's fallen into disarray. You can tell someone spent a lot of time cleaning it, but it's still kind of gross and smells a little bit like pesticide from when all the windows were broken. And that time that family of deer moved in, they got him out pretty quickly with the park rangers, but they were there for about 2 months. So it's kind of, it's there.
Vankman.
You probably even know the deer.
Vankman, wake up. What's the plan, Vankman? You're the planner.
The plan.
Yeah.
We have to search the rooms.
Okay. What do we do about the guards, Vankman? Do I take them out?
That's a good question.
Will you let me handle them?
What's that you got there, Dwight? Is that some kind of neat little honey dispenser?
Always.
Barry's looking at Dwight's taser.
Hey! Don't bring attention to the goods. I can talk to them, and if they don't want to talk, I put them to sleep.
Yeah, but is that a honey dispenser? You didn't answer the question.
Oh, I don't know.
Looks delicious. It's all yellow.
You want to lick it?
Like a bee.
I'll hold it up and kind of just hit the button once or twice.
Oh god.
Oh.
Barry, don't.
Energized honey. It's honey with a kick.
Oh god, it'd be one hell of a kick.
I think you're messing with Vankman's reception there, but
yeah. Every time I'll hit it.
Panels aren't coming in. Turn that off, Dwight.
Oh, that's sparky honey. That's peculiar.
Oh, good lord. And you know, this isn't
Haven't you ever heard of honey smacks?
Oh my gosh. Very funny. It's actually not a very powerful taser. You can kind of discern by licking it, Barry, that this probably wouldn't even hurt. It's more a scare tactic than anything for these rent-a-cops.
My tongue. My tongue.
Makes you kind of tingle a little bit. It's definitely not pleasant, but it's not painful.
That's not honey.
You're right. Hey, Bankman. You're the brains here. Yeah, I think you could juice this up a little bit, make this something a little bit more noteworthy there if we ever need to get out of a pinch.
You telling me you were trying to actively kill your friend?
No.
Okay.
Out of character, I want an actual taser that might kill a guard if we need it.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to make sure.
No, we tested it on Barry. We know it's a battery, basically, where it tingles your tongue. Now we need to juice it up. So, we need to fan out for more Duracell.
Put it up against a car battery. You have that big car outside.
I don't know if you heard Tokyo, but I think your antenna's picking something up.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any carts or two-wheelers or anything here that Barry can drive around?
There's got to be a rascal. There are people who definitely in a convention have a rascal.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. Roll me a d20 just for fun. Ray.
Ray?
No, our driver.
Yeah, Barry.
Our driver.
I gotta look around to see if there's something I can drive around here. Make it easier for us.
You also have the skill that lets you turn things that might not ordinarily be cars into cars. Don't forget about that.
Carts.
Like Dwight.
I got stilts. You never know.
Who's gonna ride on the front of the hood then?
Okay. I rolled a 9.
Okay. All right. Well, you unfortunately in the darkness of the convention center until you guys move, must be because it's been a long day, maybe you're a little tired, but your eyes just aren't adjusting as fast as they normally do in the absence of light. So you are unable to see more than 30 feet around your little area here. Everything else is, it's pitch black in the middle of nowhere. You can't see anything. It's a little spooky. Woo.
Oh, you're saying we need to fan out.
I drive the darkness.
I think that's called walking forward, and I like that idea.
I thought you weren't supposed to outdrive your headlights, Barry.
You said that was one of the rules. No. We're getting sidetracked.
Okay. I was in one of the other rooms, and there wasn't any honey. There was bamboo, and then the dip. I didn't see any. I didn't see.
So don't go in that room because that's not the room. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we can go in there. There's bamboo and there's dip.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the honey heist, honey, though.
No, but that's good bamboo and good dip.
Yeah, keep it on the list.
Okay. White wants to go out in with his stilts and move to the furthest room from here to start surveying the landscape for possible juicing up the tasers, rides that are usable, or in general, just interesting rooms, and just click down the hall. Okay. Right. What?
I saw some old disposable cameras in one of the storage closets. You can use those to juice up your taser.
I'm on it. Just 50 disposable Kodaks. Just say cheese.
And you knock Ray out.
As we look around the room, are there tables in the room?
There are. You are in the convention hall / snack area. So, like I said, this is a very small convention center.
Are they both rectangle and round?
Yes.
Barry, pull out your steering wheel. We're going to make you a car. Ray, help me turn these round tables to the side and attach them to this rectangle one.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Right on. Let's do this.
This is amazing. Okay, roll me a d20, and then I want you to roll me a d6.
Building a car out of garbage montage.
Do I get the machine gun?
The D20 was an 18.
Okay. You pass. And so now I need you to roll me a d6.
The D6 was a 3.
Okay. So I'm glad you chose to do this. This is one of the things I had tables for. So not only are you building a cart out of garbage, and that is honestly probably the most apt description anyone has ever uttered in the existence of ever. These are cheap and dinky tables. You feel like if at any moment you put too much pressure on them, one alone, you'd probably break them. And I mean, yes, you're a bear, but they feel especially flimsy.
I don't think I can ride in this one, Bankman.
It will take you twice the amount of materials to make this cart. You can still make it, but it's going to take twice the amount of time.
We just need the right tools. Need a clamp or something. Here, Dwight, here, bite down on these two parts right here. Keep it together.
Dwight's gone, man. He stilts his way down the hall.
Okay.
God dang it, Dwight. What the heck?
He always does this. Oh, I did this at my sister's funeral.
He's a wild card, man.
Awful. Ridiculous. Okay. And I have your map here. I'm not going to show it to you because I'm a bad drawer.
It's also better that I don't know the landscape.
Very true. I don't trust you, Dwight. You're gonna burn this convention center down to find the honey.
Remember the cameras, Dwight.
It's a Kodak moment.
Oh, good God. Okay. All right. So.
Oh no! Wait.
Yeah.
Can I have one freebie? Venerable DM.
Yes.
It's a Kodiak moment.
Oh,
Cody. Yeah.
I get it. And I don't like it. That was a deep cut.
Yeah, that's why I had to have permission. I had to have permission.
Roll. That one was very good. If they're very good, I won't make you roll. But if they make me upset, I will make you roll. Because this is my world and I can do whatever I want. Okay. So Dwight has gone down the hallway. You, Barry, are crafting this card. You realize that it is going to take you about twice as long. So it normally would take you about 40 minutes. I am going to say it's going to take you about 70 minutes or so, roughly. It's like an hour and 10.
Hey, this is what I do. What else I going to do while I'm here?
That's true. Okay, so y'all are.
Is that our getaway car?
Getaway, stay, whatever you want to do. Pop some wheelies and hey, come back. We'll check it out when it's done.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so you are doing that, Barry. Is anyone staying with you?
Nah, I got it.
You got it? Okay. The more that you spread out, there's potential for more narrative, so that is fun.
I'll pick you up when I'm done.
Okay, great. So you're there by yourself.
Just honk.
Oh God, now, I'm gonna make you roll to find a horn, and we'll see what you get.
What would it be in a convention place?
It's a small world after all, in a key that you wouldn't suspect. It's not good. That's rolls 1 through 6. And that's what it will be. I'm just kidding. Although that is the one I want the most. So, okay. So Barry, you are out building a cart. Dwight, you have gone off on your merry way. Did you alert the others that you were leaving?
I feel like the fact that he said that we need to juice up this stuff, and I mean, Venkman even mentioned the cameras. I feel like his reckless abandon was in itself an indication of his leaving.
Okay, and I have to
click,
ask.
Click. I think.
Were you were you lying to him on purpose, Venkman, just to get him to shut up? Because that is okay. Good. So these are real cameras. I'm letting you decide that right now. If you find,
they're real.
All right, great.
This place is 20 years old. It's full of 20-year-old crap.
Oh my God. That is true. Okay.
Unfortunately, the disposable cameras are about 30 years old.
Just all of us. Stop reminding us.
Nah.
Sorry.
Perpetually 30 years old. Yeah.
You can still get them at all major amusement parks.
That's true.
Can you? I haven't been to one in quite a while. So
yeah, I haven't gone anywhere in a while, man.
Are they now digital disposable or
probably not?
Okay, no.
Still straight up cardboard.
Okay. Love that.
I didn't know if there was like a cardboard USB port on the side.
Well, what they sell is it's just foldable cardboard that you put around your phone.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. That makes far
really
more
cut
sense.
out the middleman that way. Oh,
But then you can actually use your phone in the park. Okay.
Goodness.
So
Yes, you. So you're down the
Avoid
hallway.
the water
You
rides.
are looking here. I will not. You're right. Ray and Venkman, where are you going? So Dwight's off on his merry way. He will roll in a minute to see if you notice. But what's your impulse? No, actually, roll for me, Scott. A d20, please. We'll let the gods decide.
I feel that's safer.
It usually is.
This is where, okay, as Scott, I am a sadist.
Oh gosh.
I rolled a 1 and I am proud of it.
Very good. This is very good for me as well. So you immediately are, I'm assuming, thinking about these cameras. I want you to tell me what your run looks like, because you are clopping down this hallway as loud as humanly possible. Not only that,
because I'm a human right now.
Yeah, with an inside out face.
Yeah. No,
Turn it
corrected
around
it
again.
because Venkman said it looked better the old way, and so I redid it.
No,
But
it wasn't
does-
inside out the first time.
No, I had it right.
Oh.
And then he said inside out, and then he said it looked better the other way, so I put it back. But unfortunately, it still has a lot of goo that was attached to my fur.
Oh, gross.
you just had a messy sneeze, Dwight. It's fine.
Really bad. I've got allergies. You know what would help? Manuka honey.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that mental picture is so disgusting that I'm going to give you
It's
a
like
point of
little
inspiration.
jellyfish blood clots all over.
Oh, stop it. You already have inspiration. Don't talk about it anymore.
I've got inspiration. Great.
You have inspiration on a criminal or bear roll, so that if you roll above your number, I will give you a chance to reroll and save yourself from getting a point.
All right.
Okay.
I have a D6 sitting there. Hopefully I remember what it's for.
Yes. Awesome. I'll remind you. I wrote down that you have inspiration. So you are clopping down the hallway. Ray and Venkman, you not only see him because your vision adjusted relatively well to the darkness. You can hear him, and you're pretty sure anyone in this room and potentially adjacent others can hear him as well.
I'm drawing them to me.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
And Dwight did say that he was going to go to the furthest room. So
that's true.
Maybe Ray and I just check out the nearest room that he didn't already go in.
Okay. So your stall is in the back of the convention center. So I don't know if it'll show you my map. Give me a second. I want you to see it. I'm proud of it.
Turn off your background for a second
am.
then, if you want us to see it.
I'm going to. I'm just holding it up because I don't want to move it. No, don't delete it. Just turn it off. There we go. So this there we go.
Yep. Where
And
did we start?
You are right here.
And I am.
You are about right here so far, but I'm giving these two a chance to read.
No, it's fair.
So
we have to go that way anyway to get to the rooms.
Yes.
All right.
But he is also more than likely going to attract any guard's attention if you don't react in some way.
By the way, is that a sleigh bed headboard?
Oh, it is. I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to turn my thing back on.
I gotta say, I'm a fan.
Thank you. Me too. It's very
Can I use that to build the car with?
It's a sleigh. You can absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and you saw my laundry. That's so embarrassing. Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Not just us, but everyone on the internet.
I love that. I need to fold a pair of jeans and 2 shirts. You guys, I was almost done.
All right, we got to go that way. We got to follow towards where Dwight's going anyway, because that's where the other rooms are. So.
Yep. Okay. So are you trying to catch him, or you're letting him?
I'll just trail behind him.
Okay.
Probably safer.
I will hop on Ray's shoulder and we'll just stroll down the hall.
Strolling down.
All right.
I don't see a problem using the panic at this point yet. So.
Honestly, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Ray doesn't really panic anyway. So.
Scott, you're gonna give me 2 rolls. Okay.
I'm all about them.
I know. I love doing this because I'm very indecisive and I want the dice to make the choices for me. It's more fun for me to narrate that instead. So you need to roll me. Your first roll is your exhaustion. You are very small and you have been on stilts for the past few, well, you're not very small, but you're small enough. You're on stilts and it's been a long evening.
If I remember, though, I did do drugs.
You did do drugs.
And so he had some nutritious brains from that guy's head that he took his face from.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, proteins.
You're going to roll for me first, and then we'll see how that goes.
What am I rolling?
You are going to roll a d20 for me, please.
A D20. Okay. Almost the polar opposite. That was a natural 19.
Good Lord. All right. Well, good. So
I'm cracked out.
Yeah, you really are. You are so energized that not only do you make it to the closet holding all of those Kodak. Kodak. How could you do this to me? You did this to me.
Well done.
I'm taking away your inspiration. No, I'm just kidding. You definitely got that just now. So it might be the drugs. It could be
probably the drugs.
It could be the thrill of the kill. You know, you just took some guy's face. It could just be that you're happy to be here. You know, you make it not only to the closet filled with things that potentially could soup up your taser. You run right past it.
Right.
And you run smack into the wall because
There's
it is
a
also
wall.
pitch black in here.
Fair.
You make it to the end of the hallway.
I do.
That's how fast you go.
I hit it.
You hit it. Yeah.
I do not go through it.
You do not go through it. It is a
All
very
right.
sturdy wall.
All right. So I look around after smacking into said wall.
Yes.
I look at it. Hello. Rude.
All right.
Question.
Do
Is his
Yes.
face any cleaner from leaving residue on the wall?
Did I leave a Jackson Pollock?
You most certainly did. Not only that, but a little bit of blue powder rubbed off on the wall. You're not really sure where that came from.
Right. Weird.
Mhm.
All right. So there's doors near me.
Yes. And
I've
I want
smacked into
you to tell me one or two.
Obviously. Chris, what is the number you're thinking of? 1 or 2?
Obviously.
Me?
Oh, Ray. Sorry.
1.
Perfect.
Wait.
3.
1. Yeah.
2.
1.
2 is obviously the correct answer.
Ray will
Okay.
get his claws out and start counting.
You just hear an echo down the hall. 1 or 2.
And
What?
yeah, since
1?
you ran that fast, you two aren't even in the hallway yet. You can hear his echo, but you do not see him.
Bang.
Yeah,
1 or 2.
exactly. That's exactly what happens to you. And you open up door number 2. I wanted you to pick because I think they're both fun. And
I'm all about them.
Mm-hmm. And in this room, it is lined. Well, we'll talk about what you see in the room in a minute. You are in a room. And
I'm all about that room.
Yes. And we're going to pause you right there. And we're going to move
Perfect.
on to Ray and Venkman, who is still eating. He's in room 1 eating bamboo and face moisturizer. You are in the hallway on your way to getting out into that main area that goes off into the breakout rooms. But after you hear a loud bing, which you would assume you don't know what it is. Could have been anything. It sounded like something hit something hard and very abruptly.
That
You don't know what it
seems
is.
like Dwight, but
Yeah, probably.
it's either Dwight or Barry, and Barry's back there.
It's the wall. It's alive.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta make some
Wall.
cup
He's
holders and some.
The
All
wall has
right,
a
and
face on it. The blue nose.
It's looking at me.
they can't hear you. You're too far away.
That's
All you heard was the bang and then silence.
If I'm out
I'm-
for just a second, I'm going to use the bathroom. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
yeah, you're out. Yeah, don't worry. You two, Ray and Venkman, you hear from the opposite end of the hallway. It's one long hallway with a little jutting out that leads to some sort of area. You can see light coming in from that direction, and you see flashlights outside of the door moving around. You would, and you hear someone muffled go, "Listen, you hear it?" So that is what happens to both of you. You are not down the hallway yet. I would say you're not quite in line of sight, but you do see the reflection of the flashlights coming down that hallway. And you don't see
You want
anything
me to
else.
take them out? But Ray's going to keep walking until he's told otherwise.
Okay.
Let's just keep going that way, Ray. We'll see what happens.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
I'm the muscle.
Well, as you come out into the hallway in between that little annexy area, you hear and see a flashlight on your left side. Or left side? I'm trying to imagine which way it would be on a map. It doesn't matter. They shine a flashlight onto what looks like to be your flank.
Do I know which one's my left, Venkman?
And then you flip them upside down.
Hey, Venkman, there's a light over there.
Mm-hmm. And you hear someone go, hello? Because you have been hit with a flashlight beam, and you have about 2 minutes to either hide or meet these guards that are coming towards you.
I will adjust my hat, take Venkman
Okay.
and set him down off my shoulder, and I will go meet the guards.
Oh, good God. Oh, no. Okay. I love this. Oh, God. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can tell. That sounded sarcastic, but I do mean it. Okay.
I will follow behind.
Yes. Are all of you still wearing your Snifshin robes?
Yes.
Yes.
Mine's more or less dragging behind me because
Okay. Well, you're very little.
I'm too short.
You
Mine
do
prob-
also blend in.
Mine probably
with
doesn't
people?
fit very well.
Okay. And you're still on his shoulders, correct?
I took him
Venkman,
off
or
and
he
set him
you
down.
You set him down.
I'm
Okay.
I'm following just behind him.
Okay. So this is actually gonna be really fun. You see oh gosh, and you're cracking your knuckles. Oh no. Oh, this is so fun though. Okay. So you see the glass door open to what looks to be like a small courtyard area in between the convention center and the parking lot. And you hear before you see them, and you hear, now I can't be seeing this right. You're one of them Snifshin boys, right? And he makes that hand gesture at you, and you see an elderly man wearing a very shoddy uniform, similar to those guards you saw earlier, but much less shiny and new. You can tell he's worked for this place for a while.
Was he here when it was when it was an amusement park?
Does he know Ivan the Great?
Oh, he is Ivan the Great. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, it's very dark in there still, and so he really only sees the reflection off of your robes, and can tell that you have a hat on in your sort of silhouette. Venkman, he doesn't notice you quite yet because potentially of your short stature, or there's a giant panda in a robe in front of him. He hasn't noticed you yet. And he calls in and says, "You one of them Snifshin boys?"
How far away am I?
You are about 20 feet away. You nod your head? Okay. So as you nod your head,
Put my
he
hands up and go.
Oh, good. Well, man, a few words, I can relate to that one, if I'll talk to anyone if it ain't my wife, if you know what I'm saying. Casual, casual conversation of a man who probably hasn't spoken to someone during a shift in a long time. He comes a little bit closer, so he maybe closes about the gap about 5 feet. He says, "Well, what are you doing out here? You know the convention setup's all done. It's plumb near." And he checks his watch. 3 a.m. What the heck do y'all think you're doing out here? Shrug. Okay. And he looks around to probably just be like, who's with this guy? Like, these Snifshin boys are weird. It's not that odd to see a zealot not speak. And are you pointing at Bankman?
No, just pointing randomly down the hall.
Oh God. And as he looks around, Bankman, he notices you down on the ground, and he is about 15 feet away from you, and he says, "Well, isn't that the most precious?" And he goes and scoops you up. And he gives you a little coochie coo on your cheek. And he said, "I didn't know y'all had a mascot besides that there, well, you'll know when you see it. Anyway, I didn't know, is he your pet? He is so precious." And he's just giving you chin scratches and just cuddling you like a little baby. You're into this. Okay, awesome. I like that Bankman's not too proud to get his ears scratched. No. That's
I'll destroy you when this is over.
and he's being very gentle. He's being very sweet. You can tell that he means you no ill will and legitimately thinks you are the darned cutest thing to grace this earth. And this is because of your class ability that you blend in with humans. You are unthreatening and very much sought after kind of pet.
He's a Teddy Ruxpin.
He really is.
While he's distracted, Gucci cooing Venkman, I'm gonna eat his flashlight.
That's not the direction I was gonna go.
I love that. Okay. So first of all, I want you to
speaking of class abilities and looking like
I want you to roll me a d6. Yeah, because you are gonna roll bear or me.
That'd be a 6.
That is above, which I think is good or I don't remember the rules. Hang on. It's also been 4 weeks for me, your DM.
It's equal to
DM,
under.
You never admit you don't know.
Equal to or under.
Okay, so yeah, you
succeed. If it's over,
you are going to put
if you're using your spare special skill or doing something related, you'll roll 2d6 and pick the lowest.
Mm-hmm. And this is just a standard run-of-the-mill flashlight. I'll let you argue that in black and white, it does look vaguely bamboo-like. It is a rod.
Yeah.
So you can.
It's a maglite.
Yeah,
those are very long.
That's a 4.
You still fail, but not as bad. And you do take a point into bear.
Okay.
And so you are at 4, or are you at 5?
That puts me at 4.
4. Okay. I know I crossed it out, but I crossed it out by going like this instead of like this. So I can't tell if I was emphasizing it or erasing it. But now I'm using a different color, so we're good. Okay, so you have 4 points in bear. Just a quick reminder to you all. If you hit 6 points in criminal, you stop working with these boys and you join my team trying to stop you and betray the party. And if you take too many points in bear, you go feral and you are out of the game. You do become a threat to the other people in the room. And all of your abilities that are negative, like actions, like attacking, mauling, all of those things have advantage. So you don't want to hit 6, but if you get close, like I'm telling you now, what you can do is voluntarily move 1 point from bear to criminal, doing a flashback in which you and the other bears plan out the heist, or you can move a point from criminal to bear by eating a lot of honey. Okay? So at a honey convention, hopefully.
Scrawny little guy, there's a ginormous maglite. That's bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah. And you have 2 points in criminal and 4 points in bear. So it's 6 points that you move across each category. Okay. All right. So just a quick reminder, forgot to tell you that. And I have all of your numbers written down. So if you don't remember what you have, that's fine. I have it for you. Okay. And Dwight, you have 3 in bear and 3 in criminal. Just for a recap, Barry, you have 2 in criminal and 4 in bear. I don't know if you have this down or not. And Bankman, you have 3 and 3 still. So just to keep that in mind.
Hork
That
up.
way you can't like do both, you know, like get a 6 in both. That would be, I don't know what you'd turn into.
Hork up the flashlight. I'm gonna just kind of kick it off to the side a little bit.
You turn into Yogi.
Yeah, so you put that flashlight in your mouth. And what he thought was maybe some sort of deformity that made you just like look
It
like
lights
a bear.
up his mouth, by the way, because it's on.
Yeah, he sees inside your big bear mouth. And goodness gracious, he really did think it was either some sort of giantiasis or you know, a cool costume for HoneyCon. Lots of cosplayers come to HoneyCon. A lot of weirdos in a sniption that could have a motorcycle helmet. They're not weird, but motorcycle helmets that look like stuffed animals scare me. You know who you are out there. And you might have one of those. He was giving every single possible, like, this is weird, but not that weird situation. And now has seen inside your big bear mouth. And he said, oh, and he's still holding Venkman in one arm. And he drops you, Venkman, and says, oh, what in the heck? I thought you were,
Can I bop him on the head?
Yes, you can. I want you to roll criminal for me. And what do you hit him with?
My fist.
I'm thinking the Princess Bride. We're just
yep, totally Fezzik him.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got a dome.
Dang it.
Yeah.
That'd be a 5.
So
What's
you
dome?
needed a 2 or lower. You didn't get that. So I don't know how
At
to
least
tell
my
you this.
rolling is consistent no matter what character I play.
Exactly. You have
Dependability is good.
You have 1 point in criminal and 1 point in bear, or 5 points in bear. So you're starting to feel a little itchy. You feeling this kind of itch coming up from your waist up towards the back of your neck.
This
You
is
can't
very
really-
frustrating.
You're starting to get a little uncomfortable in your own skin. You're starting to feel a little antsy. And when you start to feel that way, you flare your nostrils and you breathe as loudly as possible and as forcefully as possible in this man's face. And he now knows that you are not, in fact, some sort of cosplayer, but in fact, somehow, some way, by magic or something, you are a bona fide bear. And he is absolutely terrified. I thought yous was only relegated to different parts of the world or like a zoo or something. How'd you put on a robe? And that is the last thing he says before you get your reaction. And you can try to speak. It'll be garbled and pretty basic, but you can try to speak to him if you wish.
I'm going to leave this to Venkman. I don't know what to do.
So, Venkman, you are cradled in this man's arms. He's trembling.
He dropped me.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You are in a pile next to this man's foot. He is absolutely trembling.
I'm gonna
knocking his knees.
I'm gonna reach up and paw at his hand.
And hold his hand.
Nope, I'm gonna just paw at it. Try to get his attention.
What, little feller? Look, this is not a good time right now. Your larger cousin is breathing in my face.
And then
You tell him to calm down.
I'm gonna point the other way,
Okay, and he
like we
looks.
should run.
Oh, he looks that way. Go ahead.
Can I use my inspiration to continue whatever racket I'm doing in whatever room I found? Because I have so many ideas that could assist in this moment,
Yeah,
but I'm
you
so far
absolutely
away that I
can.
can't do anything.
This man's voice does carry, and you can't hear what they're saying, but you can hear oh, goodness gracious. You can hear someone is distressed. And you can probably guess what that might be.
Yeah.
So can you describe to me? Well, let me describe to you what you see.
Perfect, because that's what I need to know to see if I can assist in this moment.
Yeah. So as you go into this back room here, this is in the back right corner. This area, it's pretty dim, but there are a lot of windows coming along the side. And so you can see things pretty clearly. It's about a half full moon.
Ray would love it here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the moon it's a clear night where it's nice and light in there. And you see
maybe a nice relaxing drive around the park could be.
There's a stage to your immediate right. You can tell it is well constructed, probably a rental, some sort of large event center, not event center, but just like an event stage that doesn't normally sit here because it's newer and nicer than everything in this room. While there is not a thin layer of dust, you can tell that this room has been closed off for a very long time and still smells a little close. Mm-hmm. They've definitely tried, but it's, again, the whole place kind of smells like that. This one the most so.
Yeah, mildew takes a long time to get out.
Mm-hmm. And they've only had about a week to construct this. So you see a beautiful state-of-the-art stage fit with a projector, as well as a podium and 2 chairs, one on either side, and 2 what look to be incense burners adorning the sides of the stage. Okay, that's to your immediate right, and you can see the backdrop is a beautiful, you can't tell in the moonlight, but some sort of silk material. It's shiny and gorgeous, similar to the material on your robe, but somehow richer, better, very fine silk. And it is just adorned beautifully. And on your left side, you can see multiple rows of chairs, 3 columns of chairs, all set up in neat, perfect rows. And on the back, you see a row of books, pamphlets, and various other promotional materials, each containing this symbol on them. And that's what you see. There, that's what's in there.
Just additional with the stage, everything I see. Do I see any kind of speaker set up?
Yep. So it is all set up and ready to go for tomorrow. You can see speakers that may or may not be plugged in. You can see all of the equipment is rigged, but nothing is on.
Perfect. Okay. So would you say timing-wise that I have heard what's going on, or am I still in a moment of time before I've heard distress?
I'm gonna let you come from where you first go in, and I'll give you a couple minutes in between.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Right off the bat, chaos, I want to juice up my taser.
Yes.
All right, so immediately I want to try to turn things on.
Okay. Do you go and look for a light switch, or what are you trying to turn on?
I'll start with where speakers are and follow wires until I find a central location.
Yes. And a central location you do find halfway down the chairs in the middle of the audience, like a sick crowd surfer, is this amalgamation of panels and wires on makeshift portable card tables. So this has been, compared to the finery on the stage and the ornate-ness of the stage, this construction is just abysmal. And I mean, you're a honey badger and you're like, come on, really?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, the equipment's nice, but this is put together like hot glue on a sunburn. It's not good.
Perfect. All right. So taking that cue, I want to take some of that.
Okay.
Bring it up, right up front, stage center. If there's a stage, I want audience right here for the honeycomb of less than fortunate wiring.
Okay. All right.
Is there complimentary possible beverages that have been just assorted somewhere for people?
That's a good question. And I want you to roll me a D20.
All right. 12.
Unfortunately, There is no some sort of delicious beverages that are readily available to you. You assume they're probably going to come in the morning or whenever this panel starts.
That is unfortunate.
But with a 12, you do see that apparently whoever did the crew area already put out the iced water for the morning because they didn't want to get to it later.
Amazing.
Yes, and so you do see a very large pitcher of water. Well, it is farther away from where you are. So
that's fine. I haven't powered anything up, but I want to make a nice puddle.
Oh, good God. Okay. I had so much planned for this room, but I'm just kidding.
I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I'm about to do so much more with it.
I love it. I can't wait.
Okay, so water
pour
poured?
it on top. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that super shimmery, sparkly, amazing silk.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I need to be adorned in it.
Okay, and how do you want to do that?
Completely rip it off from whatever it's attached to. Just rip some of whatever.
Okay.
Like, I don't care how much, how little. It needs to be part of this.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll for this because I am so curious. So you need to roll me bear. So you need to get a 4 or lower.
Okay. By the way, I am not denying.
Unless you can give me a good reason that it's criminal, I'll let you roll criminal. But it's worse off.
Have I heard distress yet?
Roll first and then I'll tell you.
Because that would be my objection to. So rolling. I rolled a 5.
So that didn't do it. So.
But
you do have an inspiration point, and
I do have inspiration.
And I'm going to give you some flavor here.
Okay. Yeah.
And an excuse for why this doesn't work, because narratively, I want this thing to go up in flames. I think that's going to.
So do I.
It's going to be very fun. So I'm going to let you re-roll, because as soon as you start pulling, you hear, well, hey now, what the heck do you think you're doing? And you hear, well, you don't hear it as clearly as that, but imagine a wall or two and cardboard. I don't know what you're making. Hey, what are you doing that? And you hear that as soon as you try to grab this material. Do you go investigate or do you pull again?
Pull again. I already rolled. I pulled again. 1.
You got a 1? You do it. You pull off about halfway up this sort of assorted layers of beautiful silk. You pull off about 3 yards of it, so about 9 feet up.
Okay. You tell me if I can do it with the one I rolled. It's not D&D, so I have no idea how much leeway I have.
It's based on my whim, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. So hearing distress, getting that inspiration, and I'm an insane honey badger. Yes. I want to rip it off, do a little twirl, and bring it around like like my wife out of the shower, kind of like boob tuck, kind of around.
Okay, so this is going around your already very luxurious robe.
Right. And if I can, maybe something from the ceiling, like a wiggish feel.
It's definitely long enough that you could do that with. It's 9
Okay, feet. Yeah, full on. And I'm going to shout out to try to beckon people that this is the place. Like, if I could turn some sort of background power on to where the animatronic band starts to kick in behind me, something I want. And this is a distraction for what's going on in distress down the hall, because I know anything that's going on down there needs to have me involved, because if it's going bad there, it's about to go worse here.
And also, you look amazing. And people
I'm gorgeous.
They have to see that, especially with this face on you. By the way, this is just so you know. You touched your nose after you hit the wall and some blue came off. Nothing came off on your fingers.
Perfect.
Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. So you still have it decently covered. You can't see it, but I just wanted you to know that. Okay, so
whatever.
I want you to roll me criminal now.
All right, criminal. Three.
All right, hey, that matches, so you do it. And I want you to illustrate for me what this sounds like. What noises is this honey badger making to get attention from that far away?
I feel like because he's the face, he's studied human behavior in as much as an insane person who's not even a person could establish.
Mm-hmm.
He has done hoots and whistles because he's watched with grandma, like Ed Sullivan and all of those shows where the band kicks in, there's whistles and all that, and some beautiful broad is about to jump on stage and is calling people to come watch.
Oh man. And, can I hear a little bit? This is just for my enjoyment at this point. Can you give me a little bit of what your impression of this is as your character?
For a honey badger.
Through a skin mask, please. I'm very
through a skin.
Yes, it's not just that you are a honey badger doing this. You also have someone else's skin on top of your mouth. So I would like to I want to hear your imagination.
My imagination. Okay.
Maybe a beautiful picture with your words.
Fortunately, I can whistle in a pathetic manner that I feel like that would match. But there's going to be a howling call that is a beckoning of the banshees mixed with the sirens seductively calling down the hall with a
the face mask.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then you hear just a drum beat go.
Oh my God. I hate everything about what just happened. And you are successful. It's the mental picture is so upsetting to me, Scott. I can see it in my mind's eye. It makes me mad.
Happy
and I
to oblige.
It. It's so good. It's so good. So yes, you hear. So we'll go back to you, Ray and Venkman. You pause right there. The lips of this corpse's face are flapping after your howl and whistling. And now we are back to Venkman and Ray. Ray, you have lit up your whole dang panda face with someone else's flashlight, and there's drool all over that thing.
Is the mouth
Venkman, you
flashlight
have tried
still in my mouth?
No, well, that's actually up to you. So he dropped Venkman. He's holding onto this flashlight because he has no idea what else to do.
In my mouth, and then I try to bop him, and then that
with
failed.
it still in your mouth.
Still in my mouth.
Oh my gosh! Well,
just that soft teeth sound around men. Just
still trying. Hasn't quite given up that this isn't quite bamboo.
Just tasting, really feeling it out.
So you did fail your criminal roll earlier. So when you try to bonk him, it could be that you bent at the waist. You try to bonk him with your arm, you can't reach. It is effectively like he is holding your forehead with his hand. That is how far away your hand is from bonking him in the face. And as you feel this man's hand shake while you are still trying to eat his his flashlight, you hear that primal call coming from down the hallway. And he goes, "Oh, geez, what's going on now? I got to get some help." And he runs out the door. And you hear him say, you two, "Guard, help, help, help. I don't even know what's in here, but I need someone now." And you can see not only is he yelling out into the parking lot, he's screaming into his walkie-talkie that was on his other side. And so you hear clearing back, hey man, you don't have to yell, like, I'm sure that there's something that you don't like out there, but please don't yell into these things. They're very expensive. We just got them. You know how it is, man. And as he says, the man immediately sobers up and says, "My apologies. I would like some backup, please. I am over by the courtyard, and
I lost my cool."
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what came over me there. I just been, I'm seeing something, and I know y'all know I'm afraid of the dark. Okay, this is not the first time I've cried animal, and I was the one who found the deer. We all know how that went, and I told y'all so. So anyhow, I would very much appreciate some backup. I am by the courtyard. There are some in here. I swear to you, it looked like one of them jug band jamborees, but colored in without any CMY in the printer. You know what I'm saying? It was all black and white, and it was a very scary time for me, to be honest. And you just hear him going on while you, Chris, are still eating the flashlight, and then you watch him leave, and you hear this howl. How long do you go for, Dwight?
Well, I'm going until I start to hear some people arrive.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave you both there. This man has called for help and apologized for his outburst. Good Lord, Chris.
Hey, can I give inspiration for commitment to a bit?
You deserve inspiration because it gets better every time. You absolutely have inspiration on a criminal or a bear roll. This is hilarious. It's so good.
How far away is this guy?
This guy is out the door now.
Jam his signal or something, Venkman?
Wait, we'll find out what you do. But first, we're going to go over to Barry. Barry, you are in the middle of this convention center, and you've been working on this cart for, let's say this all has happened in about 30, 40 minutes. It's a lot going on. And you heard the slam faintly, and then you did hear a man go, because it's through again a few doors. You hear a commotion. You heard the slam. You are alone, so for now in this room. What are you doing?
I'm constructing a vehicle, so I'm surprised no one heard me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you describe to me what you're doing?
Oh yeah. So I'm smashing tables together.
Oh God.
Okay? And I'm getting all the important features that you need on a vehicle. You know, I'm doing some origami with some posters and flyers and stuff to make my climate control devices. Gotta, break some actual cups to make cup holders. Need all the things. And, and my cousin Bonnie, his car's got a sunroof. I want one of those. So I'm working on that presently. And then I hear some commotion.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, my belly's kind of rumbling because I ate a sandwich a while ago and I gotta poop.
Okay.
I don't think anybody will see me in here because it is dark.
It is dark in here.
We did establish it's dark, so it shouldn't be a problem.
It's very dark.
But I am a little embarrassed about stuff like that. So maybe I should climb up into the steel trusses to do my business.
Not in the middle of the.
Yeah, just so nobody's watching. That's all. That's all I'm worried about.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Because as you're thinking about how your tummy is hurting, and there's a rumbling in the jungling, you know what I mean? It's not good. And you know that feeling a little too well from Grandma Maud's cooking. God bless her. God bless her, but she used too much. She done used too much Crisco on them, saying that she's it's going through you like a inner tube on a water slide.
It's gonna come out so like graphic. That in a little bit. I better get somewhere.
And as you're thinking about that, you hear the loading dock doors open, and you see two flashlights peering into the area. So coming in about 45-50 feet away from you, from where you are constructing this cart, two guards have come into the room.
All I can think of is all those horror movies where, blood or acid is dropping down from the ceiling.
That's maybe.
So was I able to climb up before the guards came in?
No.
Okay. So they coming in and they right there.
We're by the wall. About 50 feet away. It is pitch black in there. They cannot see you. You can continue your action, but you'll roll for it.
This is a potty emergency. I gotta go.
Okay. Roll me.
I think what I'll do is I'll just we've been pulling off this whole disguise thing pretty well. So I'll just I look like a guy wearing these robes who has to go poop really bad. Rush right past them. And
locked in an area, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Okay, so do you walk directly into the flashlight's line of sight?
Oh yeah. I'm doing the gotta poop dance, while I'm walking.
Like a bear that's a raccoon in the flashlight.
You got your hands on your butt.
Yeah. It's the universal sign for I gotta poop. Get out of the way.
I'm a mascot in distress.
Runs out the door past them. Goes in their car, poops in the car, comes out of the car, runs back into the conference center.
I think I was at that convention.
And then what's behind them? Where am I gonna go?
Oh my god! So you go out the parking ramp doors. I need you to roll for me, and I want you to tell me which one, bear or criminal.
Okay.
You don't even know.
Running.
Nature calls.
Or
criminal indecency.
I don't see any woods around, so where's the bear gonna poop? It's a 1.
Okay. Well, you succeed either way. I have the sense of humor of a 12-year-old boy. I'm sorry. Poop jokes are my favorite. Okay. So you walk out of the doors. You run past these people quite dexterously. All they see is the flash of the robe. They go, oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You scared me. You cultist guys. Where's he? And they're looking at each other. They're both very scared. And as you run past, you hear, where the heck are you going? Jeez. And
I think I can answer that question. I make some noises on the way past, like a wet fart, like a
roll for that.
Roll.
We gotta see if it's successful.
Yeah, because that could go sideways real fast.
Is it a wet fart with something behind it, or is it just a wet fart?
Oh, gosh.
I waited till I got past the gods, so
sometimes you don't know until you're doing it.
If it's going sideways, there's something else going on there. That's.
So what am I rolling here?
I think we broke our DM.
So is the success that he held it in, or success that he made the wet fart?
Wet fart with a torpedo.
Sideways.
You're hurting me.
You're hurting me.
What am I rolling?
I love to see another DM in distress.
D20, please roll me a D20.
Oh, the D20. Yeah, so many possibilities with the D20. A 7.
Name the degree of that wet fat.
7.
That is some wet
5%
slapping cheeks.
Okay, everyone, we gotta hold off for just a second. Killian needs to recover.
Maybe
we broke her brain.
Maybe we should sing a little bear song just to calm her down.
No, please, God, no. No, I'm good.
It's got a beat to it, about 120 beats per minute. If you was counting.
You're killing me. Okay. So you do, unfortunately, and Mick, I didn't want to have to do this to you.
Oh, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You do as you walk past those guards who are very confused. You do leave a little snail trail behind you. I don't know how we got here, but
he was sneaking, so he was trying to be quiet, so he was snail butting.
I believe
this is me being discreet.
I believe this started with, "Hey guys, I know the perfect game."
I believe that was about 8 weeks ago.
So you do leave a foul stench in your wake, my friend. Grandma Maud, she makes the best food since the Depression era, but that's not really saying much. And it is just absolutely awful. You have left a blight in your wake, and these two guards, as you leave, say, "Oh my God, did he just? Oh, goodness gracious, we gotta call somebody. We gotta call
Our
somebody."
driver just burned out.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna run past. I gotta find some place to finish
You
my
do.
business.
You do, and you know what? Because I don't want you to do it in the middle of the asphalt, I will say there is across from the loading dock a small, very
A
thin
tree, a
wooded
sapling.
area.
There's a sapling.
Yeah,
Porta
On the-
potty.
on the other side's the highway, but like you have about this much forest space.
Okay. Oh, that tree is getting decorated.
And we'll leave you there. And we'll leave you there. Please, God, we have to leave you there.
Oh, please, God.
Wait, though. I got a little off track here. Since I'm out of the loading dock door, do I see any?
Is that a ficus? I'm going to screw that ficus up.
Do I see any vehicles I can just take out here?
Oh my God, you gonna poop in there? Wait, is this after you've done your business?
Oh,
Weak trees.
This might take a bit.
it's a porta potty waste removal company.
Yeah.
Extracting waste from porta potties. That
There is 2 tractor trailers outside in between you and this wooded area, and you do see on top of one a row of porta potties. But does Barry know what those are?
Well, on the side it says Honey Wagon.
It does.
What?
It does say Honey Wagon.
Ironically, the tree that I was pooping on, I couldn't see at the time. It was right in front of the truck with the porta potties.
Oh
it
no!
was a honeysuckle.
Oh good Lord. Okay.
All right.
So yes, you see in front of you. You evacuate your business. Everything's fine. You feel great. Really, you feel so good that you on your next bear or criminal roll will have advantage.
Yeah.
You guys are all kicking.
You really bared your soul.
All right, and you have disadvantage on your next roll. So
That's fair. That's
really
fair. I
good.
couldn't help myself.
So you have advantage on your next roll, as well as you do see right in front of your face the words Honey Wagon, and you recognize the 2 words separately, but you've never seen them together before. And that's where we're going to leave you for just 1 second. You, Ray, and Bankman, you hear. Can you, Scott, one more time, just for the audience? What noise was that? No, once more with feeling.
That was feeling.
No, more.
Oh.
I want more. There we go. That's what I wanted. Thank you very much. You hear the security guard, Ray and Megman, go, "Darn it." He's outside. He's freaking out. Ray and Bankman, you are free to either follow the noise or to follow this man, or I guess do a third thing.
Where are we in relation to
Wait,
these
wait,
2 guards?
The 2 guards.
I mean, did we see Barry run out the door?
No, you didn't. That was around the corner. So there's like hang on one more thing. You're gonna see my sleigh bed. Don't make fun of me. I've had it since high school. It's very special.
I start to smell his signature.
You
scent
might smell
that he
him,
said.
yeah. So there's a hallway here. There we go. So you guys are right here. Goes off into. Am I going the right way? Yeah, off into this courtyard here. So you're right in that little area.
Is that the tree I'm pooping on down there?
Oh my good Lord. No, but it might be in a couple years after your contributions have been absorbed fully into the wood. And that's what I'll look forward to. So one day it will be a beautiful oak, but today it is but a sapling. A very sad sapling at that.
It'll bear delightful fruit.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. So they're at the beginning of the convention center, about 20, 30 feet in. You might not hear them because they left the doors open to check the area. So 2 guards are back there. You haven't heard them yet, but you do know that that one old male guard is calling for some help. And whoever was on the radio didn't take too kindly to being yelled at in such a manner.
But weren't the 2 guards that just got pooped on? Weren't they backup?
No, there's 4 guards.
Yeah, but he called for backup.
He called for 1 backup.
Ironically, this is unconnected to the first backup. This is the second backed up system that has now been fully released. Not a bear pun.
So you might take it that one person has either a walkie-talkie or is sitting in some sort of control area, maybe.
Like a John.
He's our eye in the sky. So that I know that you don't know that. Well, now you do. But pretend like you don't.
Still don't.
Yep, exactly. And you hear the old man outside being like, "How long could you take to get here?" And you hear a muffled, and he goes, "Could you move a little faster?" I mean, I swear, it really did look like one of them panda fellers. And I know we've got that one skincare brand, but these is all bumblebees. So I don't really think he's got anything to do with that there skincare brand. Maybe he'd like to eat some of the skincare. Don't make me keep saying this.
Are there any
what do you two do?
Are there any closets or anything around here that we could shove him into?
He is outside on the outside of a closed glass door. So you can go out there and get him, but he has called for help and is gesturing.
Right, I'm just going to go, Venkman, I'm going to go chase him out of here.
Okay. I want you to tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if you can do it.
I'm going to go.
What way did the door? What way did the door swing?
Outwards.
I go up to the door and I start scratching at it to get his attention, like I'm trapped and terrified of the bigger bear behind me.
Oh, that's very good. I need you to roll a performance check for me, so I need you to roll a d6. But I love where this is going, so I'm giving you advantage as well. I just want to give out advantage. I think it's fun.
3.
3. Perfect. You match, so you are good to go. Your performance is pretty dang good. You might even have one fake tear because you're holding your eyes open for so long, and it pulls at that man's heartstrings. And I'm rolling to see what I do. He looks at you, Venkman, and you see him go, and he runs off out of sight from both you and Ray.
Good, because next thing we were going to do was those wrestling moves we saw on Grandma's TV.
That's what we were going to do.
That will come. You don't know how far he's gone. I do. You don't. I'm making it up, so of course I know. But he is out of sight of the door and has run off to the left of the door.
Good job, Venkman. Venkman, I'm not feeling so good.
I gotta find you some bamboo. Here, eat some of your bamboo and your cream.
This is good dip.
I'm trying to think of I think it's all natural. So and it also contains, because the workers are all bees, it does contain a lot of honey, which would explain why it's so sweet. And because of that, you get a point back from Bear into criminal because you just ate a whole thing of face lotion.
Thanks, Venkman. I'm feeling better.
All right, let's go find out what that noise was.
I think it was Dwight.
Probably. Let's go see.
That's
okay.
And I'll hop up on Ray's shoulder.
That was the last time he went up. And remember that last time he was singing on the stage, and he did that before he got on the stage that last time. I don't remember the part though.
And you hear it from both sides of the auditorium, which is just weird.
Yeah. Okay. Down the hall.
Okay, great. And so you follow the noise to the last room in the hallway. There are 2 rooms, one to your left and one to your right. I need you both to roll
There's a face on the wall, Venkman. It's looking at us.
Do you still have the flashlight?
Its eyes.
Oh,
following me.
100% he does.
Good. I wanted to check. Yes, you come to the end of this hallway. There is a face. Also, while you heard the sound initially, you don't hear it again. So, you both need to roll me a d20. Again, I'm just indecisive. You got 4. What about you, Bankman?
Wait, did you say D20?
Uh-huh.
I got a 16.
Okay, so Ray, you're pretty sure you heard the noise come from the room to the left. And Bankman, you're pretty sure you heard it coming from the room to your right, but there was a strange echo to it. So
he's riding on my shoulder, so we're totally going left.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. You go into this room and
Ray's just gonna be clicking the flashlight back and on and off the entire time.
This is wonderful. Okay. I will tell you what is in there once we settle what is going on with Dwight. So, Dwight, you are in there alone. You made your call and no one seemed to answer besides the hullabaloo outside. It is eerily quiet outside of this room.
Is he standing like this with his arms up? Like he just got done singing opera? And then the towel drops? I mean, the skirt drops? No? Okay.
Eerily quiet in this hall.
As if you... What do you think about that? What's your call? You have done your call. No one is coming.
How much leeway do I have to set the scene?
I'll let you start. I'll tell you when you go too far. And I mean that.
Fair. It's quiet.
Oh, wait, stop right there.
It's dark. Stage has been set.
Oh, God.
The call released. Somehow he found high heels and nylons to put on his stilts to go with the silk. There's one spotlight shining down, waiting for an audience.
Just the moon.
Whatever.
The moon.
Is it Barry's moon or one in the sky?
He's waiting with silk lifted up on stilt to reveal high heel and silk for an audience to show up that may never come.
Oh my God.
He was setting a trap, a honey pot, as it were.
Oh.
And people might have scared them away.
No kidding. Oh, God.
I had a puddle with electricity ready to go.
Okay.
I was the honey pot.
Electrifying performance.
Oh, my God.
Find all of the puns.
That's beautiful. And,
if I could
who
set
knows
off
what will happen.
pop rock,
later on in the
fireworks
session.
and poppers, like, But that is the position Dwight is ready to start a performance to entice some human men to the stage, to the honey pot. The honeyed.
I get it.
Pot.
It's honey, and it's a yep. Okay, so
and there's a pot.
So then also
honey.
We're done with it.
Feel like you need a carrot and be ready to say, "Yeah, what's up, Doc?" When someone comes next.
Right, like that's a thing. I just copyrights and trademarks.
I've never heard of her.
You can borrow my flashlight, Dwight.
Oh You're
Right,
not.
that's the spotlight.
Oh my goodness, you're in a different room. So that's fun.
There's
for us.
mirrors.
So fun for me too to move you around.
Mirrors and windows.
I'm going. Yes. So you give your most perfect performance.
I am poised.
Mhm. And it's been a few minutes, and no one has come.
The show must go on.
Right. It must. But what do? You stay?
So nothing.
Nothing. You hear something. No, you don't hear anything. Nope.
Well, shit. All right. I need to juice up this taser. So let's recalculate and start hooking up all those crazy looking wires to the bottom of my taser.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. I want you to roll me a criminal check. D6, please. A 2, you do it. You somehow, in your ability to see out of these eye holes, you have plugged all of these wet electronics into your taser. Now, the good news is you did successfully do that. The bad news is this equipment's really heavy, and those cords are only about 50 feet.
Right.
If only we had a car.
Only you had some wheels or something to carry it around in.
Right. Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. From here, I'm going to set this down. I've got this set up. It's ready to become mobile.
Okay.
I got to go find Barry. Barry's got to be done by now. Barry and me together, we make hell on wheels.
Literally. Yes, absolutely.
It's going to be lit.
All right. So,
not a bear pun.
It's a fire pun, even better.
It's illumination. We really are going to illuminate and electrify our audience. I'll take another disadvantage.
That's okay. No, you can. I'll forgive you for this one. That was pretty good. I can't be mad when they're good. I can be mad when they make me angry, though. Well, obviously.
They're so close together, though.
It's the same emotion, really. It just depends on if I or not. But yes, so you start out of the door and move your way on into the larger convention hall where you saw your buddy passing a door that you roll me a d20 just for fun.
12.
A door that looks like every other door, and you keep walking out towards the last place you saw Barry.
Right. It looked like he had to poop, but I know he's on track building a wall wagon.
Mm-hmm. And I will leave you at the opening of that door where you can see 2 flashlights illuminated pretty far away in the darkness. So not an immediate threat to you yet. And I will leave you there. Ray and Venkman. You come into a room that looks like some sort of liminal space. You ever heard of the back rooms where it's literally just like empty? Just all of the cardboard paneling from the other areas. There are a few mismatched chairs, no windows, absolutely bleak in there, but you can see from around the bottom of the floor, someone has plugged in little night lights because apparently they also got spooked of the dark. And so you can see a little bit of what's going on in the room. It's not very big. You can tell probably has been the most reduced to fit all of the other panels going on.
Skeletal storage, I think that's called.
Sure. That sounds right.
Fair. Sorry.
Yeah, I love it. No, that sounds right. In it, you see what look like general, supplies, ID badge holders, everything you need for the first day. Some stickers, blah, 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 all up on the front of the room. And in the back, you see a large stack of multiple cardboard boxes with that, again, a Snifshin logo on it up against the back wall, neatly stacked upon one another. The room is quiet, and you can almost, if you tried really hard, could maybe hear a pin drop in here. There's some background noise from the rest of the building, but this is the quietest it's been for you. You can almost, it's almost like even if something happened in the hallway, you wouldn't hear it. That's how quiet it is in here. And you walk into this room. There's 4 chairs and a stack of boxes, as well as some merch and stuff for HoneyCon.
Dwight, do you want to look in here and or Vankman, you want to look in here and I'll keep looking for Dwight. I don't think Dwight's in here. Do you think there's honey in here, Vankman?
I don't smell any honey or bamboo. Yeah, I'll look around. You go find Dwight.
Mm-hmm. How much are you trying to identify with your sniff?
As much as a bear sniffer works.
I love it. So roll me a d6, just for funsies.
5.
5. Ooh, uh-oh. We're moving a point from criminal over into bear. This room smells much like any other, moldy, mildewy. It's a very overpowering smell, and so if there were any other smells in the room, they are being obfuscated by this general kind of stank that this place has. But
smells. Mm-hmm. Smells like berry.
And that is not a good smell because he's covered in blood. Okay, so, or not Barry. Sorry, Dwight's covered in blood. Barry.
He's covered in poop.
You smell bad too. Kind of stank. Okay.
Sticking to my fur, gonna take a little bit.
Oh God! Rub yourself against a tree.
Remember to use the pine cones. They work better.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
The old days
reminds me of the age-old story. Does a bear poop in a convention center?
And the answer is no, but it might in the woods.
Poor white rabbit.
So you are in this room. Do you decide to follow Ray, or do you stay put looking around? Are you interested in this room at all?
I'm interested in what's in some of the boxes. You mentioned that there were badges. Mm-hmm. I want to know what else is in some of the other boxes to see if it'd be good for swiping for everybody.
Yeah. Well, you can see on the immediate table next to you, they have badges for admission. They're printed with their HoneyCon logo. Let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. Like that. Just like that. It's beautiful, but it is HoneyCon instead of DragonCon. No, there weren't real dragons, but still got
there are real bees.
But there are real bees, and oh boy, it's an exciting place to be.
I got it.
I get disadvantage on my next check.
That's right. Where would bears be without bees? We would just be ears.
All right. Okay, that's funny. Okay. God damn it. Okay. So you grab some badges. There are badges there. There's also complimentary lanyards in a honeycomb pattern to keep it on your person in case there is some sort of costume or outfit that is making the badge not able to stick to some finer fabrics. There are pamphlets.
We'll grab 4 of each.
Okay. Awesome. And where do you put them?
Around my neck.
Love it. I love that so much. Awesome. And so now every time you try to stealth, you will have that as a detractor from your ability to be stealthy until you give these badges out.
But I'm a cute little bear with things around my neck. It'll be fine.
Exactly. Yes. You will think your way out of it. They don't call you Thinkman for nothing. I'm just kidding. That one was bad. I'm sorry.
Calls him that.
They're all bad. I'm not good at puns. So you...
We're saying is think, man, think.
Vankman, did you change your name again?
Part of the plan.
I want to be called Ray this time.
Mm-hmm.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
Where we're going, we won't need badges.
I was gonna hold
Love
on
it.
to that one.
So good. That's so good. So you have some badges around your neck, and that's going through. There's some programs, yada yada yada. Maybe some merch. There's some T-shirts, and you notice in one box in particular, one sitting on the floor, a few feet in front of the wall of boxes. You see a bee costume, and this bee costume looks like it might be made for a child, and so potentially, if you wanted to try it on, it would fit you. You can tell that kind of just by the size and shape of the box. You're like, oh, this is me shaped. I love that.
How sharp is the stinger?
How sharp is the stinger? Let's find out. It is pretty sharp.
I'll put it on.
Of course, it's made for a child.
Of course, it's very sharp. It's one of those very unsafe, very
I made it out of asbestos too.
costumes. It is.
It was probably from 20 years ago. It's fine.
Yeah, it's itchy, and you can tell that whoever wore this last, despite their small stature, smoked a lot of cigarettes. So you're not quite sure who wore this last, but they not pleasant to smell 20 years later.
Can't be any worse than a basement with 4 bears in it.
That's very true. Grandma thinks it's just the cellar. You never know. She's still thinking it's just the cheese that she's aging, not knowing you all have eaten the cheese years ago. So you've got a bee costume on. You look like a cute little bumblebee with a cute little sideways printed face, because again, it's not a very well made costume. But you look very cute, and the head kind of goes around your little red panda face, so it's even cuter.
Perfect.
Yes, and Ray, where are you going?
I'm gonna go go the other door.
Okay. And I want you two to roll me 2 d20s, each of you, you and Dwight. I just want to see if you run into each other.
2 d20s, or 1 d20 each.
Each of you roll a d100.
D20 or D100?
D100.
Okay. That's a totally different dice set.
Yeah,
And-
sorry. I usually,
No.
yeah, it's not a d20.
You're fine.
You got a 1.
I got a 1.
That's amazing.
I got a 92.
You got a 92. Okay. Well, because of such a large difference between your rolls, Ray, you don't see anyone in the hallway. And you make your way into the room that Dwight had just vacated.
Stage set up, moonlight, spotlight.
Yes. The moonlight, but there's no model there to be seen, no artist's muse to be taken from.
Cables dragged clear across the room.
Mm-hmm. And I will.
Here.
yeah. You can take a look around. If you need a refresher on what's in there, you can let me know. But
if Dwight's not in here, I'm leaving again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna say
Just Scooby Doo down the hall.
Okay. And
Venkman's in and out one more door. I'm in the other door.
Do you go into another room, or do you keep going down the hallway? Okay.
I said I'd find Dwight. I'm looking for Dwight.
All right, roll me a d20.
8.
Yeah, you only see the 4 doors. And there are no suspicious things in this hallway at all. And you walk down it, and there are two doors, one on your right, one on your left. One has the bamboo and the facial moisturizer. That is where the worker bees were with their queen, making all of their skincare products with bamboo and also honey. As well as you went in there and you scoped it out a little bit already.
Maybe Dwight's looking for bamboo and dip. I'll look in there.
Okay. You go in there,
I didn't tell him that's where it was, but maybe he found it.
Maybe he did, and maybe he's eating it all without you.
Oh, Venkman's going to want some of that too, and we should take some to Barry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you go in there, and it is empty. You do see, and there again, on this side of the hall, there are windows on the convention center. This is the side facing out towards the parking lot. And so this has windows that are facing.
Do I see Barry outside? Oh, wait, no, there's semi-trucks out there.
Yeah, that's on the other side of the building. But what you do see is off in the distance, very faintly at the top of a hill, you see a light moving around. And it's just kind of off in the distance. It was so quick, you might not have even noticed it if you hadn't been admiring and keeping an eye out for the windows, as is your purview.
I like windows. That's my job.
And you see a light in the distance flicker, and then almost as if after seeing you, goes out. Well, you don't know what that is.
I don't think that was Dwight.
No,
is there any bamboo lying around?
There are 2 large pieces of bamboo that are about as tall as you.
Okay, I'll take one of them. And is there any dip?
There's not any dip that you can see, but if you root around and risk making a mess, you can find some.
Oh, I'll make a quick mess, yeah.
Okay, great. That will be a D6, my friend, and you will be rolling bear to see how well you get into.
With advantage?
With advantage, because you have inspiration.
That's a 6. That's a 4.
That matches. So guess what? You actually do it. You do the minimal amount of damage to these boxes so well that when the bees come back in the morning, they might not notice someone was in there. And you open up a box near you, rooting around, and you do find a bottle of this facial moisturizing lotion. Not just a bottle, you find a whole case.
Yep. I'll take one, kind of gnaw the lid off, dip my bamboo, and
awesome.
Then I'm going out looking for Dwight with my ginormous bamboo stick and my bottle of dipping sauce.
Yeah, and it is trailing behind you, and it will give you disadvantage on sneaking until you eat the whole thing.
Remember all the honey that's in that.
Yep, and when you get to the end of it, you will get another point back. And you'll be at 3 and 3. Okay.
Still looking for Dwight with my bamboo stick and my dip.
Yep. Do you go into the room across the hall?
Sure.
Okay. You hear as you open up the door to this room on the other side, you hear that side door open from the courtyard, and you hear as you slip in and kind of close the door, you hear someone go, "Ted? Are you? Hello?" They sound exactly the same because I couldn't think of another character voice for them. So they have the same voice.
It's his twin brother.
It's a lot of retirees that are doing
it's
security.
His twin brother. It's his twin brother, Seth. It's Seth and Ted. And you don't know his name is Seth, but I'm telling you all his name is Seth. And he says, "Hey, I heard you calling for help. I didn't really appreciate your tone, you jerk. 35 years working the same job can't give me no respect. Anyhow, you out there? You didn't answer my radio call, and I'm saying all this exposition into the darkness."
I'm in the room looking for Dwight.
Yep, so you don't respond.
Nope.
Okay, and do you react at all to hearing someone calling out into the hallway?
No, just close the door behind me.
Okay.
And then I pull my bamboo through and then close it again because it probably gets caught on the door.
He will be patrolling in the hallway, and when you leave, you will have to do a stealth check to get out of there. Just so you know. So that is kind of the for you as well, Venkman. If you try to leave, this hallway is now occupied by 1 guard. And you see, well, you don't see anything yet. Never mind. I will tell you what you see when you see him. So he will be patrolling this hallway. Dwight will move back to you. We'll settle you and Barry. And then I think we're going to call it for tonight. And the stage is set. So Dwight, you went down the hallway and are at the beginning of this convention center, and you see 2 flashlights off in the distance. What do you do? What is your first reaction?
Well, I feel there's flashlights, which
it's almost like a spotlight.
almost like a spotlight.
Oh my God.
2 of them. And I am going to clack as loud as I can with my high heel on my stilt and strike a pose that any Vogue magazine would entice out of a model and do a whistling hoot.
With the lips flapping in.
Well, I mean, there might be a little flappy, but I'm going to be striking as much of a feminine pose with my, body being able to shift into weird positions to really emphasize some butt into this long-legged pose.
Okay. And you are wrapped in the silks from earlier.
I am.
You are. So you are still trying the honeypot routine without a trap. I like it.
Say that.
That's you are
the trap is that way. All I got to do is get them to follow.
That's true. And you see as you get closer and you clack and you hear, is that one of them sniffshin folks? And these 2, you can see as you walk forward, don't move their hands. They don't make any sort of any movement saying sniffshin, which is odd because usually every time someone says a sniffshin, they do that. These 2 did not.
I'm going to smack my buttocks.
Okay. And as they come closer to you,
I'm going to take off down the hall back towards my honeypot.
Okay. They do chase. They do give chase to you. And you are running towards the area that 3rd guard is patrolling, and I'm going to leave you right there. And do you make any noise as you run down the hallway?
The most seductive noises a human woman would make.
Ah, yes. Human. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Very good. Very good.
The only English word that might come through is like Dr. Bronner. Like, I don't know why that would come through if anyone's with beeswax products.
I hate that, and also I love it. So
You're welcome.
Your character does its job.
I'm the face, which is on the wall.
A little bit of it is. You're right. So you start into hallway. I was just about to tell you what the number is, and that's stupid because you don't need to know that.
It's better that I don't.
Yes, I know. So
it won't
you are
change anything.
You're being trailed behind with 2 guards, and they are very confused. They are chasing you because they don't know what the hell's going on with you, and they think you might need medical attention.
And I'm gorgeous.
No.
Yes.
No, they think you took too much incense, is what they're worried about. Because they just saw one of the Asnifshin guys walk past them and run into the woods leaking excrement. And now this one is going, running down the hallway. So they're
beckoning a good time.
It's a party.
Yeah, and so they are running behind you going, "Sir, ma'am, sir, are you okay? Can we hello, do you need help? Are you okay?" And following you down the hall. Which is not a yes or a no. So they are going to start to try to run faster. And you, Ray, and you as well, Venkman, you hear this siren call down the hallway, and it's unmistakably Dwight. So you are not sure if he's broken a leg, if he's been shot by something. You think he might be dying. Barry, even from your spot near the honeypot, you can hear this sound, and it sounds to you like that time Dwight broke his ankle at the office Christmas party. Like that was it. That's not
oddly enough doing the exact same bit.
Yeah, exactly. He sounds like he's in pain or in trouble. So all 3 of you hear it in your different locations around this building.
Which is exactly what a human female sounds like when she's trying to entice men.
Watching the
Broken
wrong,
and her.
the wrong nature channels.
Am I? Yeah, have I been watching the wrong TV show?
Yeah, your plumage is billowing in the wind. You're
Dwight's in trouble. I'm coming, Dwight. Hey.
No, trust me. All of the good National Geographic channels for humans is ER.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're not. They're always interested in what's going on.
They're always calling for people.
Barry, make sure you do the dog scoot before you come inside.
You do.
There's a weird trail going out of the loading dock and coming back into the loading dock.
Just a U-turn around a tree.
I did that.
Hopefully the rascal's like half working, so like the front half is pulling you.
Wait, did I find a different vehicle outside of the loading bay doors that I can just cheat on my building vehicle?
If you ride a rascal, I will make you go 2 miles an hour because you're a goddamn bear. But I also want you to go quickly because I think that'd be more funny.
The taser can rewire it and juice it.
I'm getting a little frustrated building my wagon.
Yeah.
It isn't working out. And then there's this big mess on the floor. Oh my God. Somebody grab a bucket and a mop. That's so wet.
Can we say that once upon a time this place might have been a hockey arena a long time ago, and now he found a Zamboni that will both clean
That'd be the same velocity.
I know, I understand that, but no trail.
I love this.
We'll clean it up or just kind of like Roomba it around the floor some more.
I ain't cleaning that up.
Move it around. It would just get spread into the carpet, and that's not helping anybody.
That's weird. There's a brown carpet being
abstract arts.
Well, how do they get the porta potties off of the honey wagon? There's got to be a forklift.
There is a lift truck, and I will tell you from working in a hardware store and using these lift trucks, there is a percentage chance that it will tip over. And so you, with your driving skill, you do get to roll twice, but the number is pretty specific to save. So we'll see. I'll tell you when that is though.
That's
so
next time
you find the lift truck, and magically it could have just been the job wasn't fully done or someone, it's a safe area. We're in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. They left the keys in it for you. So you have control of this lift truck near the loading dock doors, and you hear Dwight potentially screaming in pain and breathing his last breaths, or doing something you're not sure, and you do hear those guards go with him.
Yeah, hop right on that lift truck and start it up.
Okay.
I'm coming, Dwight. I'll save you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you abandon your cart as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll run that. I'll run that shit right over when I get in there through the.
I love that. Okay, awesome. So for you two, I need you to roll me a D100, just real quick.
D100.
Yeah, D100. I want you to roll it twice because you have advantage.
Okay, I got a 16 and a 92.
Oh, you're so lucky you got a 16. So you come in on this lift truck and you're not sure if it has some get up and go or what is going on, because this is probably the fastest thing besides grandma's milk delivery truck you've ever driven. You speed over your rickety old cart and you smash it into bits. The already garbagey plastic of the particle board, tables, they just splinter right apart. And in a flurry of splinters and maybe goose feathers from somewhere, I don't know, it just sounds cool. You speed down the hallway and you are a few feet behind those guards who are about 20 feet behind Dwight, who are all heading down the hallway that everyone else had gone down earlier. Your headlights are on. What do you do?
So I'm going full bore towards those security guards. Is that what's the situation? Well, I'm going to try to tap the brakes, but I think I kind of ran over some sludge or something, and it's slipping.
Oh. So you're telling me,
the fates will decide if I crash into him or not.
Mm-hmm. They sure will. You're gonna roll me criminal, and you're gonna have advantage because of your driving skill.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm the wheelman.
Yes.
4 and a 2.
A 4 and a 2. Well, a 2 does it. So awesome. Giving advantage is usually almost always a guaranteed. So yes, you do get one of them. Their pants are these really lovely vintage bell bottoms, but the guard from when you were talking to them earlier that evening, she gets her bell bottom caught under the wheel, and you do go over her calves. So luckily, luckily this is not a very heavy piece of equipment, but she's not going to be a problem for you. She is going to be on the ground and going, oh my God, did that really just happen? They're very calm. They're in shock.
I was going to say, is that all she said? Like, she's my hero.
Yeah, no, they're in shock. They're not sure if their legs are broken.
How unfortunate that my legs were crushed.
They can't feel their legs, but they know that if they could, it would be very bad. Their brain kicked in and said, "Let me help out a little bit for now."
And release every psilocybin drug the brain produces.
Yes, absolutely.
I've run over a lot of people in my days, and nobody's complained so far.
You're right. They usually can't. So
humans don't like that kind of thing.
I thought this was bumper cars or something. So you do incapacitate one guard. There are now there's a guard at the end of the hallway seeing all of this happen, and one still following Dwight to the end of the hallway. We are in bullet time, so I'm going to go to you, Ray, and to you, Venkman. You hear this all going on in the hallway, and a thud as there is screaming and wailing, and you're still pretty sure Dwight maybe has a splinter because he's very dramatic. And the last time he got a splinter, he did make a similar noise so that Grandma would, dress his wounds. And she said that his hands were a little scaly, but, he just needed a nice pedicure. So you've heard this sound before. He is in some sort of, he needs something. You're not sure what, but
I'm going to look around and make sure he's not in this room before I go out to that other room.
Okay.
Is he screaming in this room?
You tell me. I want you to roll D100 just for fun.
Echo.
That'd be a 53.
You're pretty sure he's not screaming in that room.
Okay. I'll go out to the other room then.
Okay. Have you finished your honey at this point?
No, I'm still dragging my 6-foot bamboo stick with me. It's probably
good.
down to 5 feet now.
Okay. That's pretty good progress. It is pretty fibrous. It's not the freshest, you can tell that they've been using it for a while. But it does the job, especially with that delicious dipping sauce.
Fiber's good.
Oh yeah. Good roughage.
Otherwise you end up like Barry.
Exactly. Gross. Venkman, you hear all of this going on outside. You, Ray, we're going to pause at you sticking your head out the window to see this chaos unfolding. Venkman, you are still in the room. You have your badges. You have a box, and you have a bee costume.
Asbestos.
Well, as soon as I'm done shaking my bee butt around, I hear this noise. I'll put the lanyards over my head, and I'll strut out of the room.
Okay. And you strut smack into the leg of what appears to be the same security guard, but with different colored eyes, which is weird. And you smack right into him. And he looks ahead of him at the ensuing chaos you have not seen yet, looks down at this small little tiny angel in a bee costume, and then back at back at the lift truck coming at him with also someone covered in silk being trailed by another guard.
Gorgeous woman.
Oh, my apologies. This deranged psychopath coming down the hallway, making a sound only akin to demons from hell.
That's totally like that
Beautiful
Scream episode.
sirens.
Yeah, he looks from you, Venkman.
Do I look like a grudge child? Just
You look terrifying. The face is fallen halfway down, and there's some sort of matted sludge peeking through, and it's flapping as you run full force, wrapped in. This is the scariest thing he's ever seen, and he has night terrors. This is the worst thing he's ever seen, and if he lives through this, you will be his new sleep paralysis demon. But that's where we're going to end you this week.
I need more cowbell.
So we end with our anti-heroes / potential villains hurtling down the hallway, looking up confusedly and just, making general chaos. And so that is all I have for you this week. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Next time we meet, we will be rectifying this situation and going into HoneyCon 2022. So that is so exciting. It is about 4 a.m. and the sun is starting to come up outside of our mall. So as we zoom out here from this abandoned conference area, you see the sun just slowly coming up over the hills around you through the open windows. And that is where we'll leave you. So I had so much fun today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I drew a map. Hello, who is she? Prepared?
Gosh.
Who is that? But thank you for joining us with Down with Dragons. I'm stealing Scott's outro because I think it's a lot of fun to say. I have been your venerable DM, Killian, and with me, as always,
Nick, playing Barry.
Oh, wait, that's me. Chris, playing Ray.
Why the big pause?
Scott playing Dwight.
Skull playing Venkman.
you guys did amazing. Everyone out there in future YouTube land or
Hello,
here on
future
Twitch,
people.
have a great night. Hi, future people, and have a great weekend, y'all. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, God. Oh.